2022. Realizing CNN lied about Rogan looking gray with their edited video shown to me by Timcast helped me see the reality of the left's lies. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate it. But that's why we don't say it's revenge, because it's not revenge.
No.
It is accountability under the law.
Yeah.
They're going to scream and cry revenge, and we're going to say every step of the way, these people broke the law.
Yep.
And they will weaponize that. But my point in when I say it doesn't matter anymore is they're going to say it no matter what you do, but we have to do it. Otherwise, this country can't survive. But we
I mean, is the optics war still there, though? Like, I might have agreed with you.
That was the point, why he's just said, because even, even this past election, 2022, was a slight move forward for the Republicans in the House. But then we got the House, the Senate, and the presidency by 2024 because people are actually starting to be like, well, it's a combination of things. It's not just that they're waking up and coming over to the right side of history. It's that many of these people, like Joe Scarborough and Michael Brzezinski, is a good example. I'll pull this up in a second. They are fair weather political pundits.
Yeah.
Their politics are whatever they think. Let me see if I can actually.
But to the point, when I'm specifically on optics, when you're talking about optics, there used to be this kind of political kabuki where optics did matter a significant amount. With Trump, it doesn't seem like the optics matter that much. They paint him in the worst light possible no matter what. And when this guy was calling women dogs and, fat and everything else, nobody cared, right? They were like, good, he's right. It almost seems like perhaps on the optics front, the American people don't care because they had good optics. The Democrats had good optics this election.
I disagree. Look at the Trump shimmy versus the knee on the ground. The reason why people are feeling comfortable and wearing MAGA hats walking around New York City is because of the popular vote. Mm-hmm. They now feel like, hey, you know what? I'm not alone. Let me pull this story up, though. This is from Seattle Times. Kissing the ring. MSNBC's Morning Joe host meets with Trump to reopen lines of communication. It gets better. Take a look at this. Ana Navarro furious about Joe Scarborough and Michael Brzezinski's trip to Mar-a-Lago to see Trump. And now apparently they're getting boycotts. There's calls to boycott their show by all 28 people who watch it. Okay, it's 28,000.
Yeah.
But when I showed the ratings, which are by 1,000, it said Morning Joe 28. And I was like, only 28,000 viewers in the key demo. And everyone responded with, are you sure it's not just 28? So this is what they're being accused of. They have this clip where they said, obviously we disagree with Donald Trump, but we decided we got to do something different. We're going to go talk to him. It's too late. These people have gone so insane. Yeah. MSNBC's ratings are gone. Comcast is talking about getting rid of it. CNN's laying people off. The View is trying to hire a pro-Trump personality. That's the report that's coming out. This is why I think optics really does matter. There are regular people. I think most people are divided, but I think a default liberal, the average default liberal, is only going along with the left because they think that is the mainstream. So I was saying before the election, the reason that we have to win the popular vote is so that we can tell every single leftist you're on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now, we're seeing Bill Maher comes out and he's like, oh, the left, they make me so mad. Democrats are snooty. It's like, oh, really, Joe? Really, Bill? You were saying Trump couldn't win 3 weeks ago. Now he's all of a sudden like, oh, I can't believe it. Now you got Seth Moulton coming out after the election saying, look, I'm concerned about a male athlete or former male athlete running over my daughters, and I'm supposed to be afraid to say that. He couldn't say it before the election. Here's my favorite is Ezra Klein. After the election comes out and says, all these people are saying that, when you hear crime is up or the costs are up, that's Fox News. Shut the F up. I live in New York. I talk to people. They are pissed. They are experiencing this, and I'm loving it. Ezra, where were you before the election to say these things? They didn't say it because they genuinely believed that the establishment was in control, and so they were going to say whatever they had to say.
For good reason.
Yeah.
For good reason.
These are the moral cowards who are like, I'm angry, of course, but I'm just going to say whatever they want me to say so I can dodge their ire. Then Trump wins the popular vote. Now, all of a sudden, these people are coming out being like, well, Trump was right the whole time. I mean, I was always for Trump.
But isn't this the idea of kind of the professional kabuki putting on the front of having really good optics? We say the right things. We're politically correct. We do this. The other side says, okay, screw that. They have a complete counter set to this. They're like, nope, we're not following the program. Our memes are not politically correct. We're a lot more brutal. We're a lot meaner. We're not very nice. This kind of thing. That seems like it's not optically friendly, yet people move that. They moved towards that in this election. All of the things that you're kind of framing here with the View and they're clucking and this and that. That was all positive optics, right? We're nice. We're saying the right things.
I agree and disagree. I think you're right on, the right is more shocking, offensive, and edgy, but that is the positive optics. People joking, like Dave Chappelle doing he did the Chinese Asian joke stereotype. Everybody laughed. That is fun and funny, and that's what we want to do. The left was playing this moral grandstanding of we will beat you and punish you, and that was scary. People fell in line because they controlled the institution.
Right, but that's mainstream optics, right? Like, that's the idea of mainstream optics. The idea of mainstream optics is don't be offensive, right? Pander correctly. Look like you have the moral high ground at all times. Be completely affronted by everything everybody says. That seems to have been kind of the mainstream optical game. Even my entire lifetime. And Trump, I think, I feel like he capitulated too much to that.
Well, I think that's why it broke. Because once people realized I don't want to live this way, and other people, like I read that super chat where the guy says, when he saw the Rogan skin turned gray, started to realize this is all fake.
Yeah.
So my point is, when we come for retribution and accountability, retribution, divine justice, whatever you want to call it, not revenge, not an emotional thing, it's a pragmatic thing. People need to know we maintain that we are morally correct in what we are doing, and it is dispassionate and logical.
Yeah.
So the left threatens you. We'll throw you in the gulag, do it or else, and people fall in line. We, on the other side, say, make your jokes, dude, be edgy, I don't care. In fact, the right is a mix between people who are more conservative saying, I don't think anybody should be getting transgender surgeries, and the moderate, disaffected liberals saying, well, if you're over 18, do what you want. And this is a coalition, a unity party, and the left is fall in line with us, abortion, stillbirth, or else. People were scared and believed that. The popular vote was a massive flare in the air saying, not anymore. It is no longer a silent majority. The majority doesn't believe these things. What happens is those moral grandstanders like Micah and Joe, who are calling Trump Hitler, are now all of a sudden turning tail because they're scared of being on the wrong side of history. Yeah. They're still moral cowards. They're still bad people. But at least now they're bending their knee to our position.
Yeah, but I mean, if the wind blows the other direction, they'll be right back there, right?
Totally,
Everybody knows it.
100%.
The other thing.
So let's not give them any slack.
Yeah. Well, no, I understand. And it's tongue in cheek saying lean into the revenge. The point is yeah, it is funny. But the point is to say, yes, they do need to actually push these investigations forward. And they need to do the same thing. They need to tie these Democrats up in the same amount of red tape that they tied Trump up in his first administration. And they prevented him from doing almost anything. He was always under some investigation for some nonsense. There was always some new investigation coming around. Now he has the Department of Justice at his disposal. He perhaps could put the right people in. Tie him up the same way. Tie him up with so much red tape they look like a Christmas tree. You know what I mean? Do the same tactics back that they did to you. Now, is that revenge or retribution? Sure, we'll call it retribution.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. But the thing is, it's like you have to play by these tactics because otherwise you will die by them.
I agree. I think, the thing I'm concerned about is the left scared everybody away by being brutal and authoritarian.
Yeah.
And so we have to make sure everybody knows freedom's on the other side of the fire. Right? Stop pandering to these people. Stop pretending, and you can do your thing. And no one over here.
Wasn't that the opposite of the messaging? Like their messaging was, these authoritarian right-wing fascists are going to come in and this and that, and they're going to take away your right to have an abortion, the ultimate freedom.
That's the superliminal.
Yeah.
Then you had the liminal and the subliminal. And the subliminal was speak out of line and we will destroy your life.
Yeah, I agree that was the undercurrent. I do agree with that was the undercurrent. But, abortion was the left's big push on freedom, right? That was their big push on freedom.
Yeah. It didn't work.
And
women went more to Trump.
Yeah, it turned out, this actually did surprise me. I'm sure it surprised you to an extent as well. It turns out that there's far less women interested in murdering their children as previously advertised.
Well, the joke that I love was women buy milk and eggs more than they get abortions.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, well, if I'm weighing my...
Yeah, a lot of truth in that.
But regardless of what any of us dudes here think, young women under 30 skewed towards Trump by 11 points. There was a shift towards Trump. And then one of my favorite metrics was...
You think it's because Kamala was a woman?
Oh, I don't know. One of my favorite metrics.
Nobody hates women more than women, right?
Say the exact same thing. Nobody hates women more than women.
One of my favorite metrics was No, I forgot where I was going with it now.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say I agree with these leftist loony liberals.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remember now. Sorry.
Go for it.
That when the exit polling was asked, do you think democracy is under threat in the United States? The +7, so the largest block was yes, we do think. There was a 7% edge among people who said yes, there's a threat to democracy in support for Trump. So basically, when they kept screaming democracy under threat, most people said that's right, and it's the lawfare you are engaged in against Trump and his lawyers.
I mean, is there data to show that that's the truth, or is that just inference?
No,
There was a poll that was released after during the election where they asked
democracy
people,
was number one on the exit polls, and then I think number two was the economy.
What I'm saying is there a poll that delves further into the democracy thing where they're saying no, it is actually the lawfare against Trump, not people saying
that's the inference.
because otherwise, how do you get people thinking democracy is under threat? I better vote for the guy who's threatening it? No, it was because they were going after J6ers. It's because they were going after Trump's lawyers. That was crazy.
Yeah, which
they asked me on YouGov a lot. That was one of the questions because I love my YouGov polls to participate, and I did say yes, democracy is under threat because they didn't ask me why, Phil, but they asked me, do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean that it does seem most likely, and it's pretty clear that the narrative spun by the left just wasn't hitting home with people. It wasn't having the effect that they wanted it to.
Well, if they had Biden, I think they would have done better.
I think you're right. Yeah,
I think they would have done better. Kamala, the big thing with Kamala, when you say this guy's a threat to democracy, and by the way, here's this candidate that was never democratically put in, right? Never
true.
Democratically put in, just happened to be a part of the ticket, and so we're going to run her anyway. That was that was not a good look for them. That's one, and then
totally
two,
agree.
and then two, Kamala Harris. And I'll say this, right? You can disagree with me if you want. Nobody wanted to listen to that chick's laugh for 4 years.
Totally.
Nobody wanted to listen to
I
it.
agree. I do think that
I don't want to listen to it for 107 days.
No.
The Democrats, he may have done better, but I still don't think that he would have beat Trump because everyone saw the debate and it was clear that Joe Biden was not capable. He was not going to be able to do the job. And I don't, especially considering it's another 4 years. It wasn't just like, hey, who do you like better for the next, couple weeks or whatever. It's literally, who do you think can run the country?
There was also a really weird thing that happened after that debate that was bizarre, where we went, okay, clearly this guy's out to lunch, right? And they would go, well, Trump looks like he has cognitive decline too. That was the strangest counter narrative that I'd ever seen. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
They really leaned into the "I know you are, but what am I?"
Yeah.
Or they were just like it was. Well, Trump looks like he's got cognitive decline, and then Kamala Harris was like, build that wall," and like she threw on the Biden put on a MAGA hat. Like they literally were they just started stealing his policy ideas with the no tax on tips and all that stuff. So I do think that hurt the Democrats as well. So
let's jump to this. We got this from the Daily Mail. Inside tense, CNN all hands call where CEO warns staff not to obsess over Trump as they face layoffs.
They have no choice but to obsess over.
Because they got nothing left. And then AP is going to be slashing 8% of their staff as major news outlets stop buying its content. So over at CNN,
you'd think the media would be super happy, right? Like the media when they were covering Trump and all the Trump outrage and this and that, like they were doing better than ever.
Yes,
not anymore, right?
That's when they had the popular vote. So Hillary Clinton wins the popular vote, and they're like, let's lean into this. More people hate Trump than like him.
Yeah.
That's the majority market share. CNN is in a bind now. After 2020, they could lean into it as well. But Trump kind of dipped out for a couple of years after 2021. He was not, Ron DeSantis was actually the favorite to win for a period and predict it. Once Trump comes back, they start gleefully, twirling their mustaches. Then Trump wins the popular vote. And now they're like, okay, we don't want to be the minority market share in this one. If they double down and go anti-Trump for the next 4 years, they are intentionally burning down what little they have left.
Well, what do you think the strategy is then? They're not just going to let the guy govern.
Micah Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough were like, we met with Donald Trump and we're going to open those communications again because they're like, that's it.
Yeah,
we're done. MSNBC is dude. On YouTube, they get like 5,000 views.
Yeah.
Their key demo ratings are between like 20. It was 22 was their lowest. It was Jen Psaki. She got 22,000. You know what the worst thing in the world is for these people? I mean, could you imagine being Jen Psaki, looking into a camera and knowing that no one is listening? That's MSNBC right now. Okay,
Well, I mean, it's all of them. It's all. Of them.
yeah,
And why? But what about this? Why did it take the Associated Press so long to call that election? Why?
Which one?
This
24?
one.
Oh, right. Decision desk had
It took
1:30.
it took forever. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we knew. Everyone knew. Like, why won't the AP call it? Why won't the AP call it? Their credibility of all of the major news networks is basically dashed. Even the left doesn't seem to like them anymore.
Nope.
And so I'm not sure exactly how they make a recovery from this. I think maybe they just don't, right? Maybe
I
they
agree.
just don't make a recovery.
They can't.
I think, you know, CNN, with the views they're getting on YouTube, will not be able to afford any of their staff.
Are they getting more than MSNBC?
They are. Yeah, CNN gets between like 50 and 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like mid to large size podcasts. So the bigger podcasts may get a lot more than that. I think, you know, for Timcast IRL, our segments can vary dramatically, like most podcasts. So I don't know. We average on IRL like 80, but some of the clips are like 500. The episodes are usually around 500 plus. We have other platforms. So all in all, we get 3.5 million on average because we do the average for the ad sales, which is happening now. And then the morning show, I average 225K per video. So sometimes they're smaller depending on the news day. Sometimes they're bigger. You scroll through CNN's, it's not bad. Mid to large size podcast. Hey, how much can that really support? You can't hire Anderson Cooper off those numbers.
Right.
He gets 20 million a year.
Doesn't that lady? What does she work for? Kate and Collins. Is she
3
MSNBC?
million. No,
Yeah.
she's CNN.
She's CNN.
$3 million. Can you
Jeez.
believe that?
Yes.
Wow, she got a good agent.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know,
What does Scarborough
It's the
pull
pretty
down?
face.
Scarborough, I think, is like 5 to 8 million or something. It might be 8 million.
Check it out.
For 20,000?
It wasn't always that bad.
I know it wasn't.
No, but
it's
they-
been getting bad though.
But they get 1 million among people older than 72.
Yeah.
And so 5 more years, which it's not even about that. There's no way. Look, they get the 72 and up crowd. I think MSNBC is 72. I think Fox is 67 and like CNN is 70. Yeah, it's bad.
He's 8 to 11 per year.
8 to 11. The thing about MSNBC is people stop advertising even to those who are alive at a certain age. There's very little to advertise because if you're in a nursing home where you're being taken care of by your family, you're not making these financial decisions anymore.
Yeah.
So Fox is big on reverse mortgages. And it's like an old woman sitting in her house and the
Yeah.
guy is yelling at her and he's like, you can get a term loan or whatever.
Life
it is.
alerts. Little life alert, reverse mortgage. Yeah.
Reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
And they got Tom
Cialis.
Selleck being
Gold.
like-
Gold's the big one too.
Gold?
Gold is real big.
For old
Yeah.
folks or just Fox?
For old
Gold,
folks.
gold is actually legit though.
Yeah.
Like Costco did that gold sale and they sold out right away because nobody trusts the state of the
Yeah.
economy. But, you know, if that's all they got left is you're 80, buy gold, I guess.
You got 2 years to live.
But here's the thing. The reverse mortgage ads you see on these channels are basically like, you're going to die anyway. Take the money now.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Don't got kids? So what? The
But I
money's
mean,
yours.
Can you blame them? Like, it's true. It is true, right? It's like you're going to die soon. You might as well get the reverse mortgage. But back to this. Yeah, I mean, we've known that the mainstream media was dying off for a long time. I remember listening back years ago to Mark Dice. And remember, he used to talk about this all the time. He'd be like, look, I'm a guy in a kitchen
Yeah.
who does better than most of these mainstream media networks. And he was right. He was
Bro.
doing better.
2013, I went to the heads of Vice and I said, we should make a YouTube channel for each personality that you guys have signed as talent. And you should have a producer come in and ask them to shoot a video where they explain the stories they're working on, what the stories are. And you can do those once per day. Hey, what's the latest? And you are going to make bank. And they were like, that's a really good idea. And then never did it. And the reason why, largely because Vice was run by older Gen Xers and young, I think most of the older Gen Xers. And the only thing they cared about was getting a cable contract.
No.
I mean, this is a company that was born from a physical magazine. And to them, it was a cable contract, the guaranteed.
Talking about Gavin's Vice?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So he was long gone.
Yeah.
But they were basically like, once we get that cable channel, we got guaranteed revenue. And I was like, in 2013, you should be on YouTube. For them, they were kind of like, yeah, we do YouTube. I don't know, whatever. We want cable TV because YouTube was small. Now YouTube's everything. And Vice is bankrupt and wiped out.
Yeah.
They could have done it. They could have had it. They could have had exactly what we're doing right here. And so could ABC News. They don't listen because they're big machines that don't know how to adapt. So now, what did they do? You know what? They chased after the short.
What is that shit? That needs to be deleted. Remove. Okay, let's go on to something else. Let's do something else. Okay. Let's go back to. No, it's not gonna play. Is it playing? Desktop audio. It's chilling in the back. Let it go on loop. Mic mix. ULC is chilling. My voice is chilling. Decibels. Oh, okay. Ooh, desktop audio. There's no. Nice. I want to talk about this. This dead air is terrible, isn't it? What is that? Yeah, war. Absolute positive. No? I should just download the shit. Dreams. Photos. Man, so that music is playing. Yes. Sure. Is there another way to do this? Which one? Okay. Sure. Isn't there a paint? It doesn't show it. Huh. Photos won't show up. Not Firefox. Okay, so internet always comes up. Interesting. Can we make this oblong? Yes. Yes, we can. If we're being real, I don't know how to feel. Moving in a space. Let's see. It's still playing. Let's keep it playing. I like the ambiance. No eyeballs. Too close. Too close. Too close to dialogue. Too close. Interesting. What? What? I want to show. Why won't you show? Transition. There we go. Yeah, I want to talk about this. Fucking key light. That's chill. I don't like the harshness. Not to mention the light coming off way too much. It's just my fucking face, dude. Look. Let's look at this chart. This chart has been making the rounds in Japan. Look at this. So looks like you have 90% of men, just all the way to the left. You have 90% of Japanese men put in a bunch of effort, and then they go to work and they study hard, and then they become husbands. And then you have 10% of rare women who are, I guess they just do their best. They learn how to cook. They stay healthy, but they're not marrying those men. Let's find out who is marrying those men. Wait. You have 10% of men who shag a bitch, shag another woman. It looks like she's either shagging another woman or moving on. No, she has long hair, so it's a completely different woman. And they marry the good women. And then the 90% of women who are just prostitutes shags the young dude. But also shags the old dude, sweating, and then also eats the The sushi roll. She's also eating the sushi roll. And I think this explains the neat. I think this is probably explains the neat situation. Is why would you work? Why would you work if these are your options? You don't really have any options. If you're not gonna get the good woman, you, uh, it looks like the dude who does get the good woman doesn't even have to try. So what are you trying for? That's why you have the neat situation. It's not. It's really not that complicated. What's even funnier is that you can look at the look at the traditional clothes. Look how like the traditional man gets married in the traditional Japanese clothes, but then the whore gets married in the traditional Japanese clothes. And it's you see this with a lot of women now, like this after they done they this come to Jesus, this return to tradition, like this fine wife. I thought it was just Christian women, but I guess it's well, no, the Muslims were doing it too. But yeah, the ex Makiro eater wants to go back to wants to go back to tradition. I don't like how big that shit is. Can we? There's supposed to be other settings. Controls. Keys, stream, appearance, update, output, docs. Why is the chat? Is it? The chat is disabled for the stream. Other docs. Two viewers. Who else? I can't see the chat. Why is the chat disabled? Why is the chat disabled? Yeah, but the chat is disabled. Why is the chat disabled? Yeah, but the chat is disabled. Why is the chat disabled? I have no clue why the chat is disabled. I have no clue why the chat is disabled. Yeah, but the chat is disabled. Why is the chat disabled? Yeah, it did. I have no clue why the chat is disabled. I have no clue why the chat is disabled. The chat is disabled. Why is the chat disabled? Yeah, it did. Okay. Fuck it. Auto stop.